I think it's safe to say that I'm a big fan of jerseys. Rocking the Blue Jays one today. Little Vlad Jr. on the back. So anytime I have a chance to make a video about jerseys, I'm ready for it. And recently, I was given the opportunity to make an awesome jersey video. Big thanks to a guy by the name of D2 Designs on Instagram who reached out to me, said he makes custom jerseys. He can redesign Major League Baseball jerseys, send them me for a video. And that's exactly what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go over the redesigned MLB jerseys that this guy D2 Designs made. They are amazing. So I'd appreciate if you guys go over to his Instagram, show him some support. He does amazing work over there. D2 Designs, the link is in the description. And maybe we can get a part 2 out of this. Maybe we can get him to make some more jerseys. Let's go for like 3,500 likes. Gonna need a lot, but if we can beat that, we can get a part 2 of these redesigned jerseys. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you are new and you enjoy the content. Always talking baseball over here, even if there is no real baseball going on just yet. Remember to get in the comment section down below. Tell me which of these jerseys is your favorite or your least favorite. I'd love to see what you have to say down below. And remember, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, everything down in the description below. You'll find all the links there. I also want to say this before I start talking about any of these jerseys. The work here is amazing. I appreciate all the work that D2 Designs put into this. So if I talk about a jersey and not liking it, it's not that I think he didn't do a great job. It's just that if this jersey was made, it's not my style. Starting off with the Texas Rangers here, I love their new jerseys that they're doing this year. These are a really nice touch too. It's almost an in-between of the new and the old. The new in that it's got the new colors, a nice brighter red, the light blue, the royal blue, but it's also got a little bit of that old feel because it still has what somewhat feels like that old Texas Rangers font. Got the Texas in red, bright across the front. You got some light blue all over the jersey. You guys know I love the patches. They even like kind of redesigned the Texas Rangers T, which is on one of the sleeves. Everything about this jersey is fantastic. I really like what I'm seeing here from the Texas Rangers. This is a great start. This is a jersey I'd love to see them have in real life. So the Milwaukee Brewers rebrand for 2020 is fantastic. They got rid of that dookie brown or gold, whatever color they want to call it. I normally love light blue jerseys, but this one for me just isn't my favorite. The reason being, the dookie brown is back. The brown is back, and I hate that color so much. Anything that has that, I'm pretty much not going to be a fan. They finally went to more of a gold maize colored look, and it looks so much better. With these, I think I would have loved it if you had that gold, a little bit of that lighter yellow. The fact that we went back to that weird brown color, and I think the black lettering just looks a little bit off for me. Not one of my favorites. For the Boston Red Sox, I think this is a nice looking jersey. It's just not a Boston Red Sox looking jersey. I think he definitely tried to go a simplistic route, which I respect, but this doesn't look like the Red Sox to me. This looks like if we had a new team coming into Boston who wasn't called the Red Sox, who didn't have the history that they have. To me, I just don't get the Boston Red Sox feel for this, but I do love the cream colored jersey, and if this was for another Boston team, it works. For the Washington Nationals, this is going to be a play on their alternate red jersey that they have, which normally just has a W logo on it, the Walgreens logo. This one to me feels a lot like a National League All-Star Game jersey, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's not also a good thing. I think I'm right about the middle here. I'm pretty content. I'm average on whether I like this one or not. I like the USA flag. I like the World Series patch, and I think it's an okay looking jersey. It's just, I don't know if this is necessarily an improvement on what they had. So I think this is going to be the early winner for my hands down favorite, the Los Angeles Angels jersey, who I give such a hard time for what their jerseys look like now. Go back to the awesome looking Angels. This jersey is something that I needed yesterday. I want to buy this jersey in real life. Can we somehow send this to Artie Moreno? Artie, make this the new Angels jersey. This is amazing. The best jersey without a doubt. The Minnesota Twins, not really a huge fan of their alternates normally, but this one here is really cool. First off, I love that you finally had the Twins jerseys contrast. A lot of the problem with their alternates is they don't really contrast that well. They don't pop, but this one pops. You got the Twins across the front in bright white. You've got the patches on the sleeve of both different logos, and the really cool feature here is you've got the state outline or the state shape of Minnesota in the backdrop of the red jersey. Really nice subtle touch. I like this jersey a lot. This is a great looking uni. Now, anytime you try to revamp the New York Yankees, it's going to be impossible. They are possibly one of the most recognizable logos, brands, whatever you want to call them, in the entire world. So you're fighting an uphill battle automatically at the start. I think this jersey would be a great spring training jersey or even a players weekend jersey, but to fix their normal home jersey right now, that's just not it for me. And I think most Yankee fans would agree. But you want to go spring training, you want to go BP, you want to go players weekend. I think this is a really cool way to go about it with the Yankees. Cleveland Indians, some of my least favorite jerseys in baseball. The block lettering is so incredibly boring. They have great colors, they don't use it. This is a nice looking jersey here. Finally some uniqueness, finally some theme, finally some feel, style, character, whatever you want to call it. The cream colored jersey looks great. The Cleveland and script across the front looks awesome. You get the Indians logo on the side there without using Chief Wahoo, because of course that's culturally insensitive right now, so you can't really be using Chief Wahoo. This is a jersey that I can see Francisco Lindor wearing, rocking the high socks with the stripes on it. That would just, oh, that would be a great looking jersey in game. Another team that should switch to these jerseys right now. The New York Mets. I'm going to play bias here. This is the one time you're allowed to call me bias. I like the Mets jerseys no matter what anybody says. These don't look bad. It's just I prefer the ones that they currently have. This would be a better players weekend jersey or a spring training jersey or a batting practice jersey or maybe even an alternate. Of course, the New York Mets, the Metropolitans, has to do with the city of New York being a New Yorker. And part of their logo, of course, is the skyline. So I think including the skyline on the sleeves was definitely a cool idea in concept. I just don't necessarily know how it works in actual design. It's just I prefer the regular ones, and again, I'm a Mets fan. It's gonna take a lot to convince me otherwise. The San Francisco Giants actually have jerseys that I normally think are pretty good. They have some that are off. This one right here, I think I like this one. I like the Giants across the front in that orange color. Definitely a unique font. I don't know why, but it feels like it was meant for the Giants. I don't think that these would be great for their regular home jerseys, which is why they're being listed as their cream alternates here. I like the patch on the sleeve. You're still keeping that San Francisco Giants feel. These are definitely good looking jerseys. The Seattle Mariners, some of the better jerseys in the league. I love their cream alternates that they have now. This is a different take on them, using their current colors as opposed to their throwback colors, which is blue and gold. Now, I see that you added the Seattle skyline there. What do you get that? That's called like the Sky Needle. What is that thing called? I should know, but I'm not cultured. Similar to the Mets, I think the idea of using the skyline was better in practice than in actual design. To me, it looks like it's just a little bit out of place. The skyline is a bit much for me still though. Great looking jersey. So just like I was talking about with the Mets and the Mariners, I wasn't crazy about the skyline on the jerseys. For the Cardinals, I like the skyline on this one. You get the St. Louis arch, which is like a huge defining characteristic of the city of St. Louis. I always think of that arch when I think of the city. You get a red colored jersey here, which would be their alternate, which is slightly different than what their alternates are now, because their alternates have the Cardinals going across the front, where now you have the St. Louis logo. Looks a little bit like an All-Star Game jersey, but overall, I think that this is a pretty nice looking jersey. The Arizona Diamondbacks got some of the more interesting looking jerseys in the league. They used to have like the rattlesnake skin all over the place. They got rid of it this year. This new jersey they'll redesigned is actually pretty nice. That font looks like it was made for a team in Arizona. It reminds me of the desert, Phoenix, snakes, Diamondbacks. It feels right. I don't know why, but it feels right. It's definitely a little bit more plain, a little bit more calm, but the colors, the scheme, the shadowing, everything, it works really well. I'd like this Arizona Diamondbacks jersey. For the Cincinnati Reds, I think this would be an amazing alternate jersey. This is like what I think of when I think of the NBA City jerseys. I expect this is what the Major League version would look like, because it's got like Cincy going across the front, which is a little bit more fun, a little different. It's the nickname of the city, but it still has a very professional look, which is what I think can work for baseball. So if we ever want MLB City jerseys, this has got to be the one for the Reds. Cincy, the Reds logo, and Mr. Redleg. I'm in. The Miami Marlins, I'm super hard on their jerseys. Don't like them. This one is definitely a cool one that they should add to their repertoire. They already have like that super teal light blue jersey, but it's like neon colored. It's like highlighter colored. I don't like this. This is a much more subtle, a much more calm, a much lighter blue, and I love it. I feel like it fits perfectly with their logo, the Miami Vice feel, and I fully expect the Miami Marlins maybe next year or the following year to take this jersey and make it a real one. So when they do, you better give my boy D2 some love. The Chicago White Sox, you're probably confused. Their colors are black and white, and this jersey is light blue with a little bit of red in it, but it works, and I'll explain why. The city of Chicago, their flag is the one that you see on the shoulder patch. It's got the light blue with the stars in it. So the red is the accent of the stars. The light blue of the jersey is basically like the light blue of the stripe of the city of Chicago. I love the old school White Sox logo on the other sleeve. I love this one a lot because it's different. Again, this would be a great city jersey version for an MLB team being the White Sox. Colorado Rockies got some of the worst jerseys in baseball, and they have such a cool brand. This is what they should be doing. Use the Rocky Mountains to your advantage. This was such a unique and creative way to use the Rocky Mountains to help with the logo and how the jersey looks. I love this so much. My only, I guess, gripe would be that I think I would prefer to see just the plain white version over the cream, but even then, this is awesome. You get purple in the jersey, which I don't think they use nearly enough. Too much black and silver. Use the purple for the Rocky Mountains. Use the mountains themselves. This is what the Rockies jerseys need to look like. Toronto Blue Jays, like I said earlier in the video, rocking their jersey today. Big fan of their stuff. It's going to take a lot to change me. This is definitely a cool, different look that the Blue Jays have. This feels like a throwback Blue Jays jersey, even though we know this is not true. But I think the script font, the color of the jersey, the way everything's set up, it gives me like an old school feel, like as if they were like a 1920s team at this point. So I think as a throwback or an alternate, it's a great look, but it wouldn't replace any Blue Jays jersey for me, and that's no detriment to how good this looks. It's just that these are basically perfect. Detroit Tigers, the Motor City. This is an interesting design. I had to look it up a little bit, but you've got the motion blur going across Detroit, kind of a bit of an homage to the city, because of course Detroit, motor capital of the world, cars, everything, giving a little bit of homage there with the speed. I think this is a cool city jersey again for the Detroit Tigers. This wouldn't replace their home jersey or even their alternate. The Tigers are a very classic look, but for a more fun jersey, for something that's a little bit more out there, a little bit more risky, this is definitely a way that I could see the Tigers going, and I'd like to see them try something like this. Similar to the Chicago White Sox, you can tell here with the Chicago Cubs, the light blue jersey makes sense. Now, I think the White Sox might have also had one light blue jersey in their past, but I know the Cubs definitely did at some point, so it definitely isn't too far out of the realm of possibility that this could ever happen. Now, the font across the front, definitely super different. It's definitely not Cubs brand-like. I don't know if I like it or if I dislike it. I think I'm kind of right in the middle, maybe leaning towards the dislike side. I think a different font, you could have changed me here, but I think they could definitely go back to a light blue, and I'd love to see it. The Padres going back to the brown and gold has been one of the best decisions in a long time. This jersey would also be one of the best decisions in a long time. time. They have the brown, they have the gray, kind of like dark tan one. Let's get a gold colored jersey. This should be that jersey. Got the Padres font across the front, looks super strong, fits really well with the gold colored jersey. We just also don't have like a lot of gold colored jerseys in Major League Baseball. I think the Pirates are the only team that has any sort of yellow jersey I can think of. So anytime we get something a little bit different that looks good, I'm in, this jersey included. This Atlanta Braves jersey, honestly, to me, it just looks like their regular Braves jersey, just light blue. I think the only difference is that instead of Braves across the front, it says Atlanta. To me, this is probably one of my least favorite. Different font, but to me, I don't see that much of a difference, just the color. Oakland A's, this is a very similar scenario to the Braves one. Normally it says Athletics on the front, this one says Oakland, so I think this is technically going to be one of their alternates. I'm always a sucker for the A's jerseys, the green and the yellow, it looks great together. There's not a whole lot of changes here, so if I like the original, I'm gonna like this. This is a perfectly fine jersey. Pittsburgh Pirates, we are family, bring it back. I'm getting super old school Pittsburgh Pirates vibes here. Back in the day with Willie Stargell, you had the great hats with the stars on them and the stripes. They wore the black pants with the yellow jerseys. The only time it's ever been acceptable to wear black pants on a jersey was the Pirates. But use these jerseys, the pinstripes and the Pittsburgh across the front adds a different feel to like the old school ones that we have. That almost makes it feel new. So yeah, I like this Pittsburgh Pirates jersey a whole lot. The Houston Astros jerseys are definitely a little bit boring. I think this would be a way for them to get a little more exciting, a little more bright jersey. And you probably want to get rid of that whole feel of the cheating scandal. Maybe a rebrand. This would definitely be a good choice. The Astros across the front feels very Colt 45-ish. You want to forget about all the cheating that's ever happened, get new jerseys, use this one. I'm going to say something that's going to be strange here. I actually like the normal Phillies jerseys over this one. Now, I don't think that these Phillies jerseys look bad, and I can't quite figure out what these remind me of, but it reminds me of another team's jerseys that I've seen. I just don't remember who, so maybe that kind of builds into why I don't like it. They just don't feel very memorable to me, or they just look like a bunch of different jerseys that a lot of teams have all over the place. I actually prefer the regular Phillies jerseys over this one. This, for me, is probably going to be one of my least favorite, unfortunately. Tampa Bay Rays, of course, haven't been around for a long time, but you're using the old school Tampa Bay Rays that they've used in their throwback jerseys in the past for throwback nights. I think that's a cool way, a cool alternate. You got the ray of sun or the ray in the backdrop of the jersey kind of acting as a shadow. That's cool for an alternate. I like that you're using some different colors in there, although you are getting very close to that weird, gross brown gold color, so that does scare me off a little bit, but I think for an alternate, these are fine. Rays need to be fun, embrace being a cool, quirky, different team. This is a super cool, different, quirky jersey. Kansas City Royals, this jersey definitely lets me down a bit. This looks very, very similar to their blue alternates that they already have. The only difference is that instead of the KC being the patch there, you have Royals across the front, and the yellow outline to me just feels a little bit out of place. This is actually going to be my least favorite jersey I've seen thus far. I prefer what they have already, and I just don't like the gold outline. For the Los Angeles Dodgers, again, another very strong brand, hard to remake, hard to redesign. I think he did a really solid job with this one. It gives me a little bit of that like fake, or I don't even know if it's fake, it might be real, but that Brooklyn Dodgers Jackie Robinson jersey that we see all the time. I was expecting a little bit more of that color than this faded light blue that we see now, but I still think it looks pretty cool. I don't know if the Dodgers would ever wear these. I don't know if the fans would embrace them. I think it's a cool concept. I just don't know if it really works. And then last but not least, we've got the Baltimore Orioles. I love the Baltimore Orioles jerseys. As an alternate, I think this is a decent cream colored alternate, but the thing that does confuse me is that the state flag of Maryland is there in the background kind of as the shadow. I'm cool with doing that kind of stuff, but the state flag of Maryland is like so busy and so colorful. That's what makes it unique. That's why it's featured on so many different jerseys. So to me, that's probably my least favorite part of this jersey. You could have just thrown this jersey on there as a plain cream colored one with everything else you got on there, but the background stuff makes it a little bit busy for me. Definitely not one of my favorites, but a very tough concept to try, so I applaud the effort. So those are the redesigned MLB jerseys. Huge, massive shout out to D2 Designs on Instagram. Again, follow him. Instagram link is in the description. Go check him out. Go support him. Show him some love. This video could not be made without him. I'd love to know what you guys think is your favorite jersey, your least favorite jersey, down in the comments below. Remember to leave a like on the video. 3,500 likes. We'll go for a part 2 on this. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the content when it does come at you. Follow me, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, as well as D2 Designs, because again, show the man some support. This was awesome. And I'm going to wrap up the video there. You guys know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video, as well as this is my most recent upload. So click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.